Late-term abortions are only for rare fetal anomalies. It's only to protect the woman's health. No woman aborts a healthy baby full term. Heard some of this stuff the past few days? These are some of the things that abortion advocates say to try to sugarcoat heinous late-term abortion laws. And every single one of them is a lie. Hey everybody, I'm Brittany Hughes, and you're watching Reality Check on MRC TV. Virginia Democrats are now looking to follow in New York's footsteps by allowing abortions up until the moment of birth, even after a woman has gone into active labor.
Where it's obvious that a woman is about to give birth. She has physical signs that she is about to give a birth. Would that still be a point at which she could request an abortion if she was so certified? She's dilating.
Mr. Chairman, that would be a decision that the doctor, the physician, and the woman would make.
I understand that. I'm asking
point.
if your bill allows that.
My bill would allow that, yes.
Virginia Governor Ralph Northam even suggested Wednesday that not only should women be allowed to abort their unborn children through the 9th month, but that unwanted babies may be allowed to die without medical care even after they're born.
The infant would be delivered. The infant would be kept comfortable. The infant would be resuscitated if that's what the mother and the family desired. And then a discussion would ensue between the physicians and the mother.
Now, abortion advocates are coming out of the woodwork, claiming that late-term abortion laws aren't nearly as bad as pro-lifers are making them out to be. Here are just a few common myths about third trimester abortions that are currently making the rounds on social media, and why every single one of them is total crap. Myth number 1, late-term abortions are only there to protect a woman's life or physical health. Fact. There is not a single medical condition in existence that requires a woman to abort her living unborn baby in the 3rd trimester to save her life or physical health.
Basically, in the 3rd trimester of pregnancy, there is not a single condition that requires an abortion. There's not a single condition that requires that we kill the baby before delivery. There are several things in 3rd trimester pregnancy that require that we deliver the mother, and that is a fact, but there's not a single thing that actually requires us to kill the child.
In the case of a medical emergency, the baby can be delivered via an emergency C-section, and the woman can then receive whatever medical treatment she needs. In these rare circumstances, the intentional death of a post-viable child is entirely unnecessary. But see, that's not what late-term abortion laws are designed to protect. The addition of the word health in these laws also extends subjectively to a woman's mental, emotional, or psychological health, as in whenever having the baby no longer jives with what she wants. In fact, the official summary of Democratic Delegate Kathy Tran's proposal in Virginia states that this bill, quote, eliminates the requirement that 2 other physicians certify that a 3rd trimester abortion is necessary to prevent the woman's death or impairment of her mental or physical health, as well as the need to find that any such impairment to the woman's health would be substantial and irredeemable. This is called abortion on demand, and it's right there in plain English. Myth number 2. 3rd trimester abortions are only for cases of extreme fetal anomalies. Nowhere in New York's law or in Tran's Virginia proposal does it specify that these late-term abortions are restricted only to cases in which the baby has been diagnosed with a terminal medical condition. If they'd wanted that, they'd have written it into the law, but they didn't. Which brings us to myth number 3. No woman aborts a healthy baby in her 3rd trimester, and no doctor would ever perform one. Bull. Abortions based on fetal anomalies make up only about 0.5% of all abortions in the United States. That's about 5,000 a year total, max. Even still, according to the CDC, roughly 13,000 late-term abortions are performed every single year, and that's just across the 7 states that allowed them prior to New York, plus Washington, D.C. According to the pro-abortion Guttmacher Institute, quote, most women seeking later abortion fit at least one of 5 profiles. They were raising children alone, were depressed or using illicit substances, were in conflict with a male partner or experiencing domestic violence, had trouble deciding and then had access problems, or were young and nulliparous, meaning childless. Myth number 4. Late-term abortion is a, quote, safe and humane way to kill an unwanted child. Believing this myth means that you have to deny what a late-term abortion actually is. Instead of poisoning the child in the womb and using forceps to pull it out in pieces, like in a common second trimester abortion, many late-term abortions require partially delivering the baby whole because it's simply too big to be taken out in parts. In these cases, the abortionist induces a breech delivery until the baby is partially out, then makes an incision in the back of the infant's neck and inserts a suction, which is then used to suck the brains out of the head until the skull collapses. Another method is to simply crush the skull with forceps. Anyone who thinks that's humane, please raise your hand and promptly check yourself into the nearest psychiatric ward. And finally, myth number 5. Americans support these laws. Well, no, actually, they don't. According to Gallup, fewer than 1 in 3 Americans says it should be legal under any circumstances to abort a baby in the second trimester, and only 13% say that it's okay in the later 3 months of pregnancy. The bottom line here is simple. There is no justification for a late-term abortion or laws that allow them. The abortion industry and the politicians who support it know this, so they depend on public ignorance to keep them in business. The best response to these lies is to tell the truth and to take a stand. Because if there is anything worth defending, it is the lives of our children. And that's Reality Check America. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page, like us on Facebook and Twitter, and stay informed.